Ready to Love Season 4. I am amazed at the number of people who do not know what a hobo, Hobo-Sexual is. Trissa, who is 42, she's a comedian and an entrepreneur, mentioned it on Ready to Love in the casting special. Everybody was like, oh my God, what's that? But see, that, you know what that tells me? You have not bought my book. You haven't supported my channel, because right here, on page 248 of my book, 23 types of guys you might meet, is what? Hobo-Sexual. Run on over to Amazon, girl. Pick it up. I have all types of guys in here. And in your dating journey, you're going to meet a number of guys. And you need to be able to quickly determine who they are. But if you don't read my book, girl, I have like 300 guys in here. I need to really count how many it is, because I just kept on adding, and my editor was like, stop, Janice, stop. Amazon, 23 size guys you might meet. Hobo-Sexual. Welcome back to Church Girls and Faith Girls Want to Get Married Too. Thank you for your love, support my channel. I am still trying to get to my 10K. I really do believe YouTube is doing something. I've lost like 50, 60 people in like 2 or 3 days. And today is Tuesday. I am fine to April the 7th. I am finally back to where I was on Sunday. So you see, I should have been at 10K. But anyways, we will get there. Thank you for your love and support with my books. You know I have a new book series, Moments of Gratitude. Pick it up, girl, on Amazon. The Naked Wives. This is what happens when you marry hobosexuals. You will end up becoming the naked wife. In Christ I am. You have to know who you are. In knowing who you are, girl, it will help you to identify, bam, hobosexuals. Flip on over to page 248 of my book. Mr. Hobosexual. Now, there are categorical types, and then there are types under them. Okay, so I'm gonna read you all the types of hobosexuals, so you can know if you have one, so you can get rid of it. Hobosexual. Page 248. I am not sure who coined this term, but oh my, do I love it. This scammer is like Mr. Roommate. He is like the revolving door criminal who commits a crime in the wintertime so he can go to jail, where he will have heat, shelter, 3 full meals, and access to medical care while it's cold. Mr. Hobosexual. Princesses, be mindful of males who want to move in with you. How many of y'all got one living with you? I'm sorry to tell you that he might be using you for shelter. Therefore, Mr. Hobo, Hobo-Sexual, gets with you for housing purposes. He will say and do all the right things to get into your home. He is homeless and needs shelter, so he will wash, cook a meal or two, and yes, he will even help with the children. He will offer to watch and babysit your kids while you go to work, to put a roof over his head. First of all, I don't know how y'all be trusting strangers with your kids. The horror stories I hate. My boyfriend is watching my kids. Girl, you crazy. You crazy. You're trusting these strange men you just met with your kids, boy or girl. Something is wrong with you, sis. I'm just letting you know. That is beyond reproach. That a stranger you just met, you're trusting him with your most precious thing next to your soul. Next to your soul and your body. Well, soul. Next to your soul, your most precious thing is your babies. And you're just trusting a stranger, you just call the DIFAS people. Call Child Protective Services. Okay. Why any mom would trust a man she just met with her most precious gifts, I don't understand for the life of me. Also, I call Mr. Hobo-Sexual Mr. Humping for a home. I am often amazed when I talk to women about men who have been shacking up and living rent free. Why do they tolerate it for so long? One of the top reasons is that sex is good and they couldn't let go of the dingling. Mm-mm. Princesses, don't you think you deserve more than a warm body? Write down what you desire in a husband. Run on over to Amazon, pick up my Moments of Gratitude journal, write it down, pray over it, and believe God. Okay, when you meet him, see if he as wait a minute. So you is no, you ain't got no job. Okay. If the man who approaches you doesn't match up to your prayers and desires, please don't waste your time with him. Read the Bible. One of the first things a man must have had before he could marry a woman was a house for her, provided entirely by him. Why should you settle for less? Okay. So under Mr. Hobosexual, you have Mr. Roommate. I'm gonna read that one because you know y'all have all these male roommates. Mr. Tester, you know the guy who want to test out living together first. Mr. 50-50. Mr. Trying to get a record deal. You know, you pay all the bills, you work 10 jobs. Mr. Help a brother out. Y'all got one of them too. Mr. Take care of mom and Mr. Waiting for a settlement. Let me read Mr. Roommate since a whole lot of y'all got these roommates. I'm just gonna read a half of it. Mr. Roommate, I can't stand this guy. It bugs me that women fall for this fool. This guy is looking for someone to pay his bills or help to take care of him. He is not able to take care of himself, so he finds the perfect woman to move in with. He might say something like, "Baby, you know my lease is getting ready to be up and I want us to move in together. I mean, I love you and all, and you know we're gonna be getting married, so let's move in together." How many of y'all are in that situation? Comment in the comment below. It's been 15 years. You're so desperate and thirsty for him to move in that you miss the sign. You see, ladies, he gives offers of marriage, and you think that by washing, cooking, cleaning, and sexing, even having his babies, eventually he will marry you. Some of these guys will move in with the woman, and a month later, oh, they cry, "Oh, I lost my job." Some women trying to prove that they are wife material assure him that she can hold it down until he gets back on his feet. Oh, and what about the famous helpmate? I'm gonna write a book about that because y'all missed the whole purpose of the helpmate. It's not for you to pay bills. Single girls I'm talking to. If you're married and you're paying half the bills, shut your mouth and pay half the bills. Single girls that's dating for marriage, a helpmate is not to help him pay the bills. Let's read a little bit more. 10 years and 5 babies later, girl. He is still trying to get on his feet while she holds it down, begs him to marry her while at the same time plays wifey without the paperwork. I can't say it enough, and I will repeat it. Princesses, know who he is before you join your life with him. Husbands are to profess, provide, and protect. If a man is not able to do that, why are you wasting your time with him? Let me read a little bit more. Why play wifey when he hasn't even made you his wife? How many of y'all out here playing wifey, playing wifey? Why be a roommate when God encourages you to be showered with adoration, protection, and provision of your husband? Don't you know your worth? And you know the sad thing about Mr. Roommate? You will give this fool all your young and vibrant years. You will spend time, energy, money, and 10 babies and having 10 babies for him. But then he will get up, leave you and all your children, and marry a woman he has only known for 3 months. I ain't gonna read no more because I need y'all to go over to Amazon and pick this book up. Okay, let me read all the types for you. Mr. Six, y'all have one of those. Mr. Take What You Can Get. Mr. Sexy, Mr. Eye Candy, Mr. Physical, Mr. Bates, Baits. Mr. Character, AK, Mr. Personality, Mr. Representatives, Mr. Faith, Mr. Build a Males, Mr. Hobo-Sexual, Mr. Situationship, Mr. Professional, Mr. Sexuality, Mr. Crown Myself, Mr. Toxic, Mr. Purpose, Mr. Gift of Gab, Mr. Sensitivity, Mr. Nurse or Purse, Mr. Kryptonite. I had me a Kryptonite, okay? Mr. Devil, Demons, and Distractions, Mr. Psalm 23 Husband. But then I met a Psalm 23 Husband, aka Mr. Shepherd, Mr. Husband. And some of y'all don't need no man except Jesus. Y'all need the man named Jesus. I got to go, girl. Time for me to go wake my kids up. I love y'all. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I love you. I love Trissa. I pray to God she don't embarrass me on the TV. Don't embarrass me, Trista. Don't embarrass me because I don't like these pictures I'm seeing of her. I don't like him, but I like her spirit so far. I love you. I got to go. Bye.